Welcome to another episode of Bussin with the Boys. This is our football weekend recap show. Doing things a little bit differently. You will hear about our NFL breakdown we have on Greg Olsen. We do some tier talk. We talk a lot of AFC, NFC, MVP talk. Who's going to win the division?
Who's going to win it all? Who the best team in the NFL is?
Yeah, what fan bases are just absolutely tortured. And then later on, you're going to see us drop our college football recap segment. We have on Joey McGuire. We talk all the chaos that's ensuing in college football. Who's going to win the conferences, the college football playoff, big upsets over the weekend, all jam-packed into this Bussin football recap show, which is brought to you by the #1 sportsbook in America, the FanDuel Sportsbook. So this Thursday, we've got Pats, Jets on Thursday Night Football. Who's scoring? Travion Henderson, Stephon Diggs, Breece Hall. Listen, if you think you know the answer, FanDuel's the place to go, because if you opt into the Thursday Night Football touchdown jackpot promo and place an anytime touchdown score bet on Stephon or Breece or whoever you think scores on Thursday, you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets if they score the first or the last touchdown of the game. Again, these are 3 easy steps. Opt into the promo on FanDuel, place an anytime touchdown score bet on the Thursday night game, and keep tabs on if your player scores the first or the last touchdown of the game. And if they do, you'll win your bet and a share of the $2 million in bonus bets. Just hit FanDuel.com/bussin to get it started. That's it, boys. We got Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen coming on.
Big breakdown. 3 easy steps, man. 3 easy steps. Do us a favor, by the way. Like, we're doing this we were shooting content every single day. I know a lot of tier 1s are out there. If you're new to the show and you have not, please subscribe to Bussin' with the Boys.
Yes.
It is extremely helpful. It doesn't hurt you at all, but it helps us a whole lot. Big hugs. Let's get into this thing.
Yeah, let's
get into Greg Olsen. Let's get into the NFL.
Yeah.
Fun conversation. Sherm, do you have anything before we go?
Make sure you're dipping in denim.
Dipping in denim.
Dipping denim out there.
Dipping denim.
Yep. Subscribe, please, please, please. All right, boys. Let's get to the show.
Packers money line. Do you like keep up with the college football world?
I mean, I watch it casually. I don't study it or follow it too in depth.
Yeah.
Buddy, it's so much fun to watch college football. It's a great product. It's just a mess of a sport. Knowing as much as you know about college football or just football in general, when you watch college, you see all these idiotic mistakes taking place. So all these crazy explosives happen. It is so entertaining. NFL is just it's so put together. That's the thing. It's like the good teams are just going to play good ball, continue to win, do their thing. Like you watch the Patriots, it's like they don't make mistakes. They have their explosive runs here and there. They have their but it's like they're just going to keep trudging along. They might be the best team.
Is Mike Vrabel your coach of the year right now, Greg?
Yeah, I think so. And again, I'm not sure if they have the roster. I think there's a lot of people saying, they're going to win the Super Bowl. I'm not there yet. I think, obviously, they're a great story. I think Drake Maye finds himself in the top, probably 3 guys in the MVP race, 3 or 4. I can make an argument that are all kind of in it together. I think Vrabel's the front runner. I'm trying to think who would even be
McDonald
next. Mike McDonald. I guess the reason Vrabel holds it for me is just considering obviously he's just getting started.
Yeah.
He's brand new and how bad they've been prior. It's not so much that they're good, it's how fast they've gotten good. I think we saw elements of Seattle last year, even though the offense was a bit disjointed, and obviously McDonald realized pretty quickly that he had to get that figured out, bringing in Kubiak. But that's what gives the lead in my mind to Vrabel, just how good he's gotten a team that's been bad they've been like bad for multiple seasons prior to him getting there.
Yeah. Who? Oh yeah, I forget he does. He's probably got old Portnoy saying they're going to win the Super Bowl. But let me ask you this.
Portnoy is just
Portnoy. His video with Robert Kraft in the suite.
Hey, listen, they are good.
They are good.
I'm not there. I'm not ready to say they're going to win the Super Bowl yet.
Yeah, Super Bowl's a stretch.
The only thing holding them back is the roster, because they really they have the buy-in. They play the game well, but it's like, at what point do you get overwhelmed? Because they actually just don't have the talent on their roster to be like, okay, this is a Super Bowl contending team. But Drake Maye. I mean, imagine if he had like #1 wide receivers Not Stephon Diggs, who's coming off an ACL, not Booty, who, kind of has been like you don't really know what he is. He's a 2 or is he a 3? He's just, it doesn't matter who's out there. He is just putting the ball where it needs to be.
Tight end Henry. Let me ask you guys something. If the Patriots win the AFC East, and let's just say they're a 3-4 loss team, and they're a 1 seed in the AFC, how do you not give Drake Maye the MVP?
Oh, I think
if he continues to play at the level, like, I don't know who's in your mind. Probably.
I think you do. If he gets the number 1 seed, I think you do.
The knock, because I agree, but the knock is going to be their schedule. Because everyone, even when you put out
bro, this isn't college football.
I know it's the NFL, but even when I tweeted out yesterday, the Patriots are the best team in the NFL, and all the people that are anti-Patriots is just all the conversation is revolving around their schedule and how bad it is. Because they were 4th last year in the AFC East. So you're 4th, Obviously you're playing against all the other 4th as well. And I just think.
So you got them winning the Super Bowl if you're saying they're the best team in the NFL.
I think they're the best team in the NFL right now. I think the Super Bowl winner is going to come out of the NFC West.
You think the Patriots right now are playing at a higher level than the Rams, than the Seahawks?
I think they're playing at a higher level, yes, from what they have. They are doing more with less than any other team. Drake Maye is playing at MVP caliber. Right now, November 10th, whatever day it is, they're the best team in the NFL, even though, the Seahawks put a crazy display on defense and offense, and Sam Darnold's playing incredible. I think eventually the Patriots are going to lose. They're going to lose 1 or 2 or even three more games, even with the easy schedule they have. Sean McVay, McDonald, those are the 2 coaches that I see hoisting the Lombardi at this point going into the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's a mind twist right there.
It's a mind twist.
I got Seattle and the Rams better than if they played tomorrow, I got Seattle and the Rams both beating the Patriots.
I agree.
God, Seattle.
I think we talked about this last week, that coming into the season, the presumption was the AFC had all the heavy hitters, right? It had, the Mahomes, 3 big horse, MVP guys with Lamar, Josh Allen, and Mahomes, and then the next tier of AFC teams that everyone thought were on the rise. I think Denver has, I guess, the best record. Aren't they right now the best record?
They do. That game on Thursday night.
I don't think anyone pretends that they're the best team in the conference. Yeah. I don't think that's, if you've watched them play, I don't think at
not
any
anymore.
point.
Not anymore. That was last week. That was last week.
Okay, Denver. After that game, it's easy to jump ship. Sorry, Greg.
No. So I think coming into the season, right, it's always been where do all the heavy hitting quarterbacks lie? They've lied in the AFC. Now they've got another one in Drake Maye. But I think right now the best teams, the best balanced offense, defense, passing game, coaching, I think the best teams are in the NFC. I think the depth of quality NFC teams, even if all the superstar name quarterbacks might be on the other, in the AFC, I think the Rams, I think Seattle, I still think Philly's going to be in it down the stretch just because they've got their roster so good and they've been there before. I still think Green Bay is going to be in the mix when it all comes, tonight's game is going to be awesome. Detroit's still going to be in the mix. Dan Campbell takes over play calling. They score 1,000 points and 500 yards. So it's, I think the quality, Tampa Bay, I think if they ever get all of their guys back healthy, I know they lost obviously yesterday to New England, but it feels like that's a roster that just needs to get some of their guys back and they're a contender. You look at potentially the 7 teams out of the NFC in the playoffs. I think you can make an argument that all 7, regardless if you're the 7th seed wild card or you're the number 1 seed with a bye, I think you can make an argument you could see all of them making a run.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Absolutely. Yeah, the thing about the Patriots that right now make them the best team to me is the balance they have on offense. Like Drake Maye has been outstanding throwing a deep ball, but I know this conversation always goes back to the run game, Greg. But they ran the ball effectively. They had explosives. Was it Henderson? Is that his name? Henderson, yep. 2 explosives, 2 touchdowns. The fact that he's as fast as he is, he's able to look over to the sideline. Should I score? Should I not score? Like that, that team to me is playing the best football in the NFL right now. Were you guys able to watch the Seattle Cardinals game?
No.
That was incredible. The game was just watching Seattle and them being able to take over in the first quarter. I think they scored their 21st point like 3 seconds into the second quarter.
Because then they have a defensive touchdown.
They had 2 defensive touchdowns. It was Knight who caused both fumbles, and it was DeMarcus Lawrence who picked up the ball both times and scored touchdowns. And like the plays were like identical. It might have been the same exact blitz. And then the first drive, obviously Sam Darnold goes in, throws it to JSN, who's putting up numbers that no one's ever seen before. He's on pace to break the record. Like that was a fun game to watch.
How do you go ahead? Go ahead, Greg.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna piggyback and just I agree with everything you said.
Just to look ahead to next weekend, because Rams got Seattle next weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the game.
Oh, what are you?
I think it's the best game of the season.
Oh, absolutely.
From a pure football team standpoint, coaching, rosters, quarterback play, all of it, style of play. I think through 11 weeks, it's the best. It's the best. Now, can the game live up to it? Who knows? We've had some incredible, fun, dramatic games, great endings, overtimes. So who knows if it lives up to that? But just the billing of the matchup, 2 of the best 3 teams at worst, 2 of the best 4 at worst in the entire league, going up against each other. I am thrilled that we got this game, and they're 2 of my favorite teams to study. I think the style in which they play, they're both using that big personnel stuff we talked about at length last week. We talked about Seattle's doing it at 12, and the Rams have been an 11 3-wide receiver team for 1,000 years, and all of a sudden now they're in 13 big jumbo personnel, big bodies, and they're just wearing teams out. I think it's a fascinating storyline. Both teams, both quarterbacks. I think it's through 11 games, the game of the year.
Yeah, no, I agree. Who would you have? Who would you edge it out to going into this game?
I'd have to tell you on Friday. I haven't started like really diving in and studying them just yet. I've had each team once, but real early in the season, I had the Rams in that game that they really played well through the first half, and then Philly came to life, blocked a couple of those field goals there at the end to beat the Rams in Philly early. And then I had the week 1 game of Seattle. So it was the first game of Kubiak, first game of Sam Darnold. They lost at home to the 49ers. So it's been a while since I've actually studied them and had them. I've just watched them from afar, but I think they're both really good. Come Friday, I can give you a better assessment, but man, it's the best matchup, bar none.
Staying in the NFC, previewing tonight's game with the Packers, Eagles, who do you see coming out on top there in Green Bay?
I saw a stat that Green Bay hasn't lost back-to-back games in like 12 years or something outrageous. So, I always kind of look at those stats with a grain of salt because like none of these guys were ever a part of that 12-year run. But we saw Green Bay stink it up. I was there live, called it in that loss to the Panthers. So I expect them to bounce back. I expect them to be a little bit more aggressive offensively at home. I've just seen Philly too many times look dead to rights, and then you look up in the fourth quarter and they're winning. They're just such a hard team to beat traditionally over the last couple of years. If you put a gun to my head right now, I think Philly wins, but I think Green Bay looks light years better than they did last week. I think they take the governor off. I think they put the game in Jordan Love's hand, let him go out there and be the dynamic passer that he is. Don't play the style of ball these other teams want to and muddy it up. Is the weather going to be nice? I have no idea. Is it going to be a decent night in Lambeau? Do you guys have any idea?
No clue. Let's pretend that it is. Maybe a little chilly.
Oh, yeah.
Again, that always changes things a little bit. But if it's a neutral, normal day and they can let it rip and throw it, I think I have to imagine they look a hell of a lot better than they did last week against Panthers.
I got a question for you just from a broadcasting standpoint. When you're one of the best in the game now, but when you were first starting and you would catch a game like that Packers-Panthers game last week, was there like a new level of stress when be like, yo, this game's it's kind of shitty, there's nothing really to talk about, where there's like a panic mode in the second half? Or was it always kind of just easy for you to go through everything?
No, those are the worst. Those are the worst games, right? So that's the irony of calling games is, you're never going to make everybody happy. Everybody thinks when you're negative or critical of their team or a decision that you don't like the coach, or you have history with the organization, or, it's because of some random game earlier in your career and you've hated the team ever since. It's all nonsense, right? Like we call games that we hope are competitive. We want them to be dramatic. We want them to be a one possession game in the fourth quarter and have a little drama. Now, the Packers-Panthers game last week was that. It was a game-winning walk-off field goal. So there was drama. It's just bad ball, right? There's not a lot of points. Nobody can score touchdowns. It's a rock fight. It's 100 handoffs. It's not entertaining football, but the saving grace is the ending can sometimes save a game that wasn't overly cooperative throughout. And I think that's, as a broadcaster, that's all we care about. We don't care who wins, who loses. We don't have narratives. We don't determine the outcome of the game. People think we're calling for penalties or not. Like, we call it as we see it. I couldn't care less who wins, but we do want drama. We do want close games. We want the game to come down to the end and be situational and managing the clock and managing timeouts, and that the strategy that comes out of drama, at least to me personally, is like, those are the games I live for. We've been very lucky this year. We've had a million great endings. I had one yesterday in Chicago, coming back in the fourth to beat the Giants. So that's what we pull for. But those real clunky games, especially the blowouts, it's a challenge, right? The blowouts turn into a daytime talk radio show, and you just start covering random topics throughout the league. The game really is just going on in the background in the second half when it's a 30-point blowout.
We're talking about bad football. What the hell happened to the Panthers, bro? Dropping against the Saints?
Yeah, that was bad. I mean, listen, the
reality
in the NFL,
ball, it's kind of one where you're like sitting there like, could the Panthers be a fun little story in the division? Could the Panthers be a fun story in the division?
I know. I had a bad feeling all week. You guys have been on these teams, right? Like, let's be honest here. We've all been in locker rooms that all of a sudden you get a taste of your first winning as that group, right? Guys have had success in random places, but maybe that group of guys has not experienced a ton of success. No matter how you fight it, there is an element in the NFL to learn how to have a little success, whether that's individually, whether that's collectively as a locker room. And all of a sudden the Panthers look, and they're one game over 500. They just beat the Packers, who people thought was a NFC contender, on the road in Lambeau. And you start feeling pretty good about yourself, and you start thinking that teams are beneath you. And obviously the Saints are coming into Carolina as a one-win team at the time, and on their rookie quarterback, they benched Rattler. So it's amazing how quickly you can forget your past, and you can forget just the reality and just say, you know what, let's just stay locked in on what we're doing. 1 week, we have not arrived. We are not that good, right? Like, all those things that you had to constantly remind yourself as a player. The teams that can sustain winning over long periods of time, there is an art to learning how to deal with success and learning how to deal with expectations. When you're the underdog and you're just a fun story, and if you show up and upset the better team, great, but no one expects anything from you, that's actually an easy way to play. And I think for a lot of these teams that are just now starting to experience success, it takes a little time for them to get accustomed to it.
Yeah. And take some success right now, the Chicago Bears.
Well, they won like
they're
six of their last 7.
Yeah, they're 6-3 right now.
Yeah, it's just wild too. I wonder how that game. I mean, they were up. Jackson Dart, he runs like a QB power to the left side, right? Gets a little concussion, gets a little conkied, and they're up by 10 at that point. Am I correct? Is that right?
Yeah, it was 17-7. Okay. So it was 17-7. They're driving. They're either on the fringe of the red zone or in the red zone. They were, give or take, 20 plus side. I can't remember exactly the yard line. He had run the ball really well. He had already run for 2 touchdowns prior. And he ran a play, got into the open field, and CJ Gardner-Johnson put a hit, but he didn't hit him in the head. He hit him dead on the left arm, which is the side he was carrying the ball. And the ball popped up. He grabbed it, and then he got driven, and he like face planted into the turf, and the ball popped out. So instead of them going in at minimum to make it 20-7 or potentially 24-7, they get nothing. And then the next drive, they get the ball back. And so Chicago goes down, kicks a field goal to make it 17-10. Now in the fourth quarter, Russ takes over. He takes them the length of the field. They get down to 4th and goal at the 1 yard line to make it up 17-10. They're trying to make it 24-10. And they kick a field goal, 4th and goal. The Bears have too many men on the field. So we're expecting them to accept the penalty, go half the distance to the goal, and get 4th and half a yard and try to score a touchdown. They elect to decline the penalty. They take the 3 points, and that made it 20-10. And they didn't score another point.
Yo.
Caleb Williams took them on back-to-back touchdown drives in the 4th quarter, and the game was over.
I have no idea what to make of Caleb Williams, dude.
I'll tell you what.
At some point, he's a damn good football player, but also he just has these crazy like lapses in judgment sometimes. And yeah, he just holds the ball for, I don't know. You could give me more of insight on that. I don't know what to buy when it comes to
Caleb.
If
I was a left tackle, I would agree with you because I think pass protecting for him is stressful. I don't think now I say that, and then I look at yesterday. If I'm the offensive line in Chicago, I'm buying him a steak dinner right now because the Giants pressured him at one of the highest rates of the entire season that the Bears have faced. They could not get him on the ground. It was almost like like you see those videos of those like really talented high school kids where it looks like they're playing the wrong sport and no one can tackle them.
Yeah.
That's really what it looked like. I mean, Thibodeau had him 10 times in the backfield, couldn't get him down. Brian Burns has him, can't get him down. He's escaping, he's scrambling, he's making really accurate throws downfield. He got killed by drops yesterday. His team had probably 6 drops, easy. Yesterday, of all the tape that I had watched of him and all studying him, yesterday was by far the most impressive ball he's played, I think, through his first year and a half in the league. He was incredible, escapability, not taking sacks, which obviously was a huge issue last year. And then he was a lot more accurate throwing the ball downfield. That had kind of been his shortcomings coming into the game. His accuracy, completion percentage was down, but his guys let him down a little bit with some drops, but he was fantastic. And then obviously the back-to-back touchdown drives to win the game late. It's as good a ball as he's played. It's as good a ball as you can play at the quarterback position.
I tell you what, Daboll is not helping himself out with these hot seat conversations.
I just think I think if you're the ownership of the Giants, you got to sit there and be like, you have a very unique quarterback personality-wise. You have a very unique running back who's hurt personality-wise. They've given the Giants life. You have a pass rushing unit that every single guy can get double-digit sacks if they really wanted to throughout the season. Like, give him one more year. But the whole decision on 4th and 1,
think about
getting
the
a penalty and not taking it, like that to me is like you gotta go for it. And
Two
take 6
bad fourth quarter losses.
Yeah,
where you have to lead by 10. You're up. Do what?
They have the Giants have had the lead by 10 points in the fourth quarter. They had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter 4 times, lost all 4 games.
Right, and I'm saying like the last 2, like that stat right there, the last 2, like with the Bears and the Broncos, that decision on we'll decline this, another opportunity to try to score points and go up 24-10. Yeah, he doesn't help. All I'm saying is he's not helping himself.
Are you calling for his head right now?
No, I'm saying he's not helping himself. He doesn't help himself.
Yeah, and it's just
I agree because so much of the ball at times looks really good. And again, they're playing without Malik Neighbors. They're playing without Scatterbo. Like they're depleted a little bit at the skill positions. I think defensively they are grossly underperforming. The amount of capital, draft capital, free agent, just in cap, allocation. Only the Steelers have spent more money. Like they've gotta get more out of the defense. And you have 10-point leads. I don't care if the offense takes a knee every play for the rest of the game. Like. At some point, one of these first rounders, one of these top 10 picks, one of these $100 million men, somebody up front needs to just make a play and end the game with a sack, a strip fumble, something. They can't take the ball away. They can't close games. And then just some of the decision making. And now what was ironic was Daboll was super aggressive, rightfully so, super aggressive with 4th down the rest of the game. I think he went for 4th down 3 or 4 times. Now they only got 1. But he was super aggressive the entire game, not settling for field goals. The wind was a little tricky, so the 40-plus yard field goals was a little dicey for both sides. 4th and goal on the half-yard line?
Yeah, you got to go after that.
I mean,
I mean, I'm sure you're sitting in the broadcast being like, okay, they got to go for it here. And then you're just dumbfounded.
We were adamant. And then the second we said it, the second they didn't go for it, it just felt like that was the knockout punch. And again, it was Russ's first drive taken over. So Dart got on the fumble, Dart hit his head, and he kind of got up slow. And then we kind of watched him go to the sideline, and no one really checked him out. He kind of waved everyone off, and we thought he was just disappointed that he fumbled is why he got up slow. He came back out. He took 2 more plays, and then he disappeared into the tent, and we never saw him again. And obviously Russ takes over. But on the first drive, Russ's drive took him down to the 1 yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Russ tried to take it in on third down. He went back to pass, kind of got caught up in the pocket, took off, ran hard, got stopped at the 1. And then they kicked the field goal. So the first drive with Russell Wilson was by far their best drive and their most likely scenario to score a touchdown. And then over the next 6 plays following that field goal, they had 6 plays for -2 yards. So it was over.
Yeah. Do you, were you able to watch the Bills-Dolphins game at all?
I wasn't. It was going on the same time as ours.
Because I put it on and it was already 16-0. It was like right before half. And then in the third quarter, Josh Allen takes him all the way down the field, throws a pick in the end zone. I don't know if this is before or after they do like their version of the tush push. He gets like 6-7 yards. The ball gets popped out. And it just seemed like every single time the Bills started to catch a little bit of momentum. The Miami Dolphins, who to me are as good as dead in the NFL season, like they just kept stopping them and coming alive and putting Josh Allen, who is the reigning MVP, in situations where, okay, go do MVP things, and he just didn't do it.
Yeah.
It was
and too, like once the explosive pop against the Bills defense, which we've talked about before, like the running game,
A-chain, yeah.
Like when those explosive plays happen and you're just Josh Allen on the sideline, you saw it a couple times. It
body
seems like
language.
his body language, him answering at the podium after the game, it just seems like a little bit of spark has been taken away from Josh Allen a little bit. But yeah, I could not believe the Dolphins beat their ass yesterday.
Beat their ass.
No, and think of the 2 weeks that, we talk about Carolina having a letdown, right? And we talk about you're not used to being in that position. You just have a huge win on the road in Lambeau. But think of the last couple weeks of the Bills. They win by 40 against the Panthers on the road. Then they have a huge matchup against the Chiefs where they really play well and they win against their biggest rival. And all of a sudden it's like, all right, the Bills are back. Any concern before the bye week? We're not worried about those 2 losses. Like they are back. And then you said it, the Dolphins were dead. Everybody was shocked that they didn't make a coaching change after that Thursday night debacle a couple weeks. What was that, last week or the week before?
Yeah.
So, I give the Dolphins a lot of credit. It is not easy, man. We've all been on those teams. Most guys, maybe not everybody, but most guys have been on those teams where it's just a tough season. It's a lost season. And it really just comes down to finding out in the locker room, like, who truly is willing to compete when you're not really in the running for anything and you're really just playing for pride and you're playing for all the stuff people stand at the podium and talk about, but are you really willing to do it? That's pretty impressive. Like to come out and beat one of the top teams in the league, a division rival. I give them a lot of credit, man, because they were in the bullseye. People were taking shots from all over the place, calling for people's jobs. And tell you what, the NFL is a funny world, man. It can flip on a dime, especially this year, because I'm not sure there is a clear-cut top dog. I think we have a group of teams that we think are going to pull away, but it is a very, very even league right now, and obviously that's by design.
Yeah, too, like going off of it, like when you're out of it and being on those teams, it's like when you're pretty much out of everything and like the GM gets fired and movement is happening in the organization, like also your schedule kind of changes as a player too. Like you'll do more walkthroughs. It's like coaches start switching it up because it's like, hey, we're not fighting for nothing. Guys seem a little depleted. Let's take care of them a little bit more. So to show up and put an ass beating on the Bills like they did, it is like they're having fun in the locker room. The team is still fighting, which is, hats off to the staff, hats off to the players for still like staying in the fight.
Yeah. It's just so confusing when we talk about the Panthers and how they're a little bit above 500. Maybe this group's never won before. So it's like understandable they go and drop them. But for the Bills, it's like you guys have, since Josh Allen's been your quarterback, you have had success. You've been competing for Super Bowls, going deep in the playoffs every single year. And having 2 back-to-back wins, obviously you have to get up big for your biggest rival like the Chiefs last week, but there should be no drop-off. Like,
because you've had
a coach that's been there forever.
Yeah.
You got Josh Allen. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to make of that.
Yeah, yeah. Going over
That's what makes this league so hard, though, right? Because everything we say about the teams that aren't used to winning, having to learn how to sustain. The other side of that coin is human nature of the reason certain organizations don't have prolonged success, right? What the Bills have done, the Chiefs, the Patriots, some of these teams that have had long, sustained periods of success. That is an absolute opposition to the way human nature works. It's the opposition of the way the league is designed. So that's equally challenging, right? Yeah. That is an equally hard thing to do, to get up knowing you are everyone's biggest game week after week. Maybe the roster is a little depleted, maybe the injuries, maybe you're not as good as you were in years past. But that when people see that Bills uniform and they see Josh Allen behind center, they just assume it's the same Bills team we've seen over the last couple of years, this close to, getting to a Super Bowl. So expectations on either side of that coin can be crippling.
What are you making of the AFC North? Pittsburgh Steelers going out to LA, getting pretty handled by the Chargers, and Ravens now. Ravens are coming.
Ravens are coming.
Ravens are coming.
I think the Ravens win it.
Yeah. I mean,
agree. I know it sounds silly, and they were left for dead, and there was problems, and the defense was historically bad, yet albeit injured, and obviously Lamar is out, and how long is he going to be out with the hamstring? And it seemed like the sky is falling. And you look at and I think everyone who looked at the division said, okay, right, at the moment, the Steelers were on top. And I think at times the Steelers have looked really good. And I think at times Aaron Rodgers has looked like Aaron Rodgers. And the defense makes critical plays more than they are just like an overall good unit. I think they've spent $1 gazillion on the defense. I think on a play-by-play basis, I don't think they're particularly great. I think they make incredible splash plays, right? Like, it's the fourth quarter, you haven't called TJ Watt's name yet, and then it's stripped, sack, fumble, and it's like the game is over. So like, that's where they've kind of rested their head, and that's where they've made their money. When they don't get those splash negatives, I think they're just okay. Last night, I'm with you. They got it taken to them by the Chargers. I still think they're solid. I still think, like most years, a Tomlin-led team is going to be a playoff caliber group. They're going to find themselves in it somehow, some way. But if I'm a betting man today, I think a healthy Lamar and a Baltimore team that's in a bad division, I think they're the favorite to win it. In my mind, at least.
Yeah, they're minus 270 on FanDuel. They're only 1 game back right now. The thing
what does that mean?
Minus 270. So if you bet you have to bet $270 to win $100. And so they're
so that means
they are favored.
So they have that would be the worst odds.
No,
the best odds?
They're the Ravens. Even though they're not leading the division right now, the sportsbook's saying they're still a heavy favorite to win the division.
Right.
So it speaks more about Pittsburgh not being. They're not going to be able to hang on. They're going to be too inconsistent down the stretch.
Right. And Aaron obviously didn't play well, but I don't understand why your running back Jaylen Warren has been playing so well and has been that get out of jail free card in a lot of ways for your running game. Last night you start running Johnson more, who hasn't really been seen since he had that muffed kickoff return early in the season. It's like, why aren't you staying with this guy unless there's an injury we don't know about?
Yeah,
because he's like saved them a lot of ways. Like 12 personnel, big guys. We talk about like the way they run the ball. Like Warren, it does a great job of running the outside zone and then the perimeter run game as well. And then this Johnson kid, he's kind of proven did a great job at Iowa. He's kind of proven like he's got to learn a little bit more before we can see if he's really going to be successful. Like, just keep doing the same thing when your defense has a great game last week and now you have to travel across the country to the West Coast against a really good defense in Jesse Minter's Chargers. I don't understand that unless there's an injury we just don't know about.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Just needed. I had them +3.
You had who?
Pittsburgh.
Minus.
I needed it.
Oh, they're a plus?
Yeah, Pittsburgh was underdogs.
Yeah, I had them as well. That's heartbreaking. Dude, what can you make of JJ McCarthy for me? Like, there's times he seems like, oh, this kid really has juice. Like, he's got a couple third downs. He's putting the ball in a perfect spot, only where the wide receiver can catch. And then other times he's scrambling. It's 3rd and 6, and he's got like 20 yards of open field in front of him, and he decides, I'm just going to throw it into double coverage, or I'm going to take this play action pass and throw a deep shot into double coverage as well. Like, I know you're not a coach, and I hate putting you on the spot, but like, what do we got going there?
I think he's a young quarterback who hasn't played a lot of ball, right? I mean, you think he lost his entire rookie year last year to injury, and then, obviously Sam Darnold steps in and has an amazing season and carries it over. He missed a serious amount of time this year with the high ankle. We covered a couple of those Vikings games where he was out and limited, and they turned it over to Carson Wentz. So I think the reality for young quarterbacks in this league is they need to practice, they need game reps, they need practice reps. And when you think since he's come into the league, since he got drafted, the amount of time, forget the games, the amount of practice reps lost due to injury, it's real. And I think we've seen quarterbacks that played for Kevin O'Connell in that system going back. I mean, we can rattle off 5, 6 guys off the top of our head. Even the year that Kirk Cousins got knocked out, Kirk Cousins was playing so good. He tears his Achilles, and then he rolls in a bunch of guys that we didn't even know still were in the league, and they just keep winning and playing good ball. And then obviously what he did last year with Sam, and then even at times before he got banged up, Carson Wentz played well, and then we found out that he was really dealing with something serious that led to the decline. So that offense is built for good quarterback play. I still think J.J. McCarthy is very talented. I think he looks like a young, talented quarterback. I think sometimes he looks in rhythm. I think he's competitive. I think he's got a little shit to him. And then I think at times his head pops off. And I think that's very common, especially for that style of quarterback. And I don't think, I think the Drake Mays of the world and guys that come in and are a little bit more polished and a little bit more refined and play within the system, and they're not so, improv, run around, scramble. Those guys have a little bit of a higher floor, just in the sense that you're not going to get the ebbs and flows and the chaos, right? But sometimes the spectacular that you get from J.J. McCarthy and Caleb Williams when they're spinning in circles and running around, there's a magic to that. There's a fun, entertaining aspect. The question is it sustainable? And I think what we know and have seen throughout the league is if you can sprinkle those plays in, great. They're great, like get out of jail free cards. You can't rely on that style play in, play out. You have to learn how to play within the confines, understand the progressions, understand what you're seeing, and play in rhythm. And I think that's the element right now that's still a little bit of a learning curve with Kevin O'Connell up there for McCarthy.
Yeah, the learning curve, I feel like, is the key phrase there, because, again, you got this young quarterback who just doesn't have the scarring that these other vet quarterbacks have that Kevin O'Connell's been able to work with. Like, this is kind of the first pick that he's getting to work with, and he hasn't had a whole lot of reps in the film room, on the practice field, just having those QB conversations. I feel like there is that high level of IQ that you're going to have when sitting in a room with Kevin O'Connell breaking down offense, to where we're just not going to be able to grade. People are going to grade J.J. McCarthy, right, but you're not going to be able to actually get a feel for him probably until the middle of next year, first part of next year, within those first 6 games. It's, to me, it's like, it's a rookie quarterback. He's out there. This is his fourth. Was it his 4th game?
I think it's
4th, 5th game.
5th. Yeah. Right around there. One of those two.
Right.
No, I'm with you. It's just, you see so many flashes that's like, oh, this kid can be special. And then he just does things. You're like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, just think he was talking about head spinning, the chaos that ensues in certain moments, to where you think you're in control, but not in a way that you want to have as like a poised quarterback who's seen and played a lot of football.
Right.
So when that happens, head goes down, he's going to be trying to make plays and everything else. Again, very much a young quarterback who there's just not enough. There's not enough of a sample size or body of work to grade him hard. People will, because, again, you're in professional football. That's the nature of the sport.
And you're a top, 10, 11 pick.
Yeah, fair. Do we have any more for Greg before we let him know about this Bet the Boys parlay that's still alive and well tonight?
I think that's the biggest key right there before we let him go.
Yeah, Greg, you're the man. Thank you for coming on. Have you kept up with this Bet the Boys parlay? Ricky Dowdle hit, anytime touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs hit, anytime touchdown. Kamani Vidal hit, anytime touchdown. We have one left tonight.
One more, Greg.
One more leg. And it's Jalen Hurts, anytime touchdown.
That's a good one.
The Tush Push team coming into Green Bay.
I think Tush Push is going to be at the center of attention tonight. Remember, Green Bay, amongst other teams, Green Bay was like front and center trying to eliminate the play. I mean, if you're Sirianni, I think I'm trying to do it as many times in Lambeau Field as the opportunities present themselves. So they get inside the 3 or 4 yard line. I think if it's 1st and goal inside the 5, I think we're seeing tush push 1, tush push 2, tush push 3, tush push 4, and saying, I got 4 downs to tush push into the end zone.
Yeah.
So of all the guys you just mentioned, I'm probably, I don't want to jinx it, but like I'm feeling best about that.
Nick Sirianni has a huge opportunity for the ultimate troll, and that's to start the first play of the game in a tush push.
Don't put it past him.
1st and 10, you're on the 25.
You got to respect that.
Under center and just, hey, you guys wanted this. Because it'll go for 4 or 5 on the first play.
I'm on record, especially if they like shifted to it. Just don't like walk out of the huddle and just announce that you're going to run it. Like disguise it to some capacity. But I'm on record. I haven't, maybe not quite as much this year, but didn't it feel like with Kelsey 2 seasons ago, it was either 2 or 3 seasons ago now, I can't keep track of it all, but it felt like they were getting 3 yards every time they ran a tush push. Like it wasn't like get 1.5 feet. They were getting like 3 yards. I thought for a while there when they had Kelsey and they were really rolling a couple years ago with the tush push and it was new and teams weren't necessarily accustomed to it at that point. I thought at the end of the game, like 4-minute offense, I thought they could have gotten 1st and 10, gotten under center, and run 4 consecutive tush pushes at the end of a game to get a 1st down and take a knee. Like I think back then, I don't know if they can do it anymore, but I thought a couple years ago, 10 yards and 4 tush pushes, I thought was totally reasonable.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I would love to see that level of petty from Sirianni.
Would love to see.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're there right now, but
yeah, you got to win the game.
It would still be great television, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Starting the game out.
I'm a huge tush push. I'm a huge tush push fan.
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant.
You think it's good for football?
I think it's great for the strategy of the game. I mean, is it the Philadelphia Eagles' responsibility to carry what's good for the NFL on their backs? I don't think it's their responsibility. Like the optics, I don't think any of that is any of their issue. I think it is a play that is highly effective. I think it's a play that nobody else seems to be able to get right. And it is baked into every single decision that they make offensively, from what they call on 3rd and 4 to what they do on 1st and 10 to what they do on the plus side of the field to what they do in the goal line. I think there is a really deep, highly thought through strategy that the tush push being in their back pocket for 1.5 yards. When you snap the ball if you told the league, I have to play 1st and 10, but you get to play 1st and 8. It's a huge advantage.
Huge.
I love it. I love it until I hate it.
I love it.
Listen, would I want to be the guard? Would I want my neck broken and dumped on top of? I don't know. Would I want to be the middle linebacker? I'm not saying I want to defend it, but I think if I'm the coach, it's highly productive and it's a huge part of what they do.
Yeah, I'm not I don't love it. Like, I think it's amazing, but I hate the idea of banning the tush push because it's so effective. Like,
of course,
it's like, to me, that's such a ridiculous argument. And it's like, if you think something's not effective, okay, learn to do it yourself, or just keep doing it until eventually some DC comes along that understands how to beat it, and then it's beaten. But you can't just get rid of a play because it's good.
Yeah,
that's a crazy argument.
I love it until I hate it comes in when the officiating gets a little gray, because I think it's a hard play to officiate. Especially, it's like a couple weeks ago when we saw, what was it, Burns kind of ripped the ball out.
Yeah,
they called it dead. It's like, dude, he stripped him.
Right, and he's laying on top of 5 different bodies.
So the controversy for me is more when it's like it could be officiated poorly, like when false starts are kind of happening, like, all that stuff. But right. I'm with you.
I guess the simplest way to put it is, if it was such an easy play, if it's the ultimate Madden glitch, how come they're the only team in the league that does it consistently well?
Right.
I know, because when teams try it and they're bad at it, it's like, what do you guys?
Is there anything worse? They look like they've never practiced it.
Yeah. What are you guys scouting? Like, watch the Philadelphia Eagles doing it and at least try to replicate that.
There's a coaching element. There's a personnel element. There's a lot of factors that go into whether or not that play is realistic for your team or not. And
right.
We could go around a lot of teams over the last couple of years and say that they were disproportionately better at something than the rest of the league. And if the notion was, let's get rid of everyone else's advantages, people would laugh at you.
Yeah. Yeah, this will be a fun
I don't want Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald is not allowed to be a 3 technique and spike into the A gap and make the guard miss because no one else can do it as good as him. Right. And he tackles you for a loss every time.
It's not fair. Get rid of it.
It's not fair.
Yeah. We don't get bullshit. An Aaron Donald. How come you guys get Aaron Donald?
Yeah, I don't have Aaron Donald. That's not fair that you could play a 3 technique in that capacity. I can't do it, so we should ban it.
Yeah. I don't understand why the Cowboys, the Commanders, or the Giants haven't tried to contract Jason Kelce and be like, hey, teach us. Like, just throw an absolute bag at him. $2 million, Jason. Come in for a week.
I don't think Kelce would do it. I think Kelce's a loyal Philly guy. I think he's a loyal Philly guy who's making a lot of money. I think he would go to his deathbed before he let up any of those in-house secrets of Jeff Stoutland and those guys. That's just my take.
The keys.
Yeah, he would need some Saudi money.
Yeah.
Well, now that's a different element.
8 figures, 9 figures.
For 1 week of work.
Yeah.
Big Dom's not letting that happen.
Big Dom would set that out. No problem.
He'd figure that out quick.
Greg, you're the man, bro. Thank you for joining, boys. Man.
Appreciate you, man. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon. Round of applause for Greg. All right, boys, we're ending up this episode to talk to you about Rose Sparks. Rose Sparks are a 2-in-1 prescription treatment for guys who need a secret weapon against softness. Rose Sparks can give you bigger, thicker, longer erections because they get fuller. After Rose Sparks dissolve, they work in 15 minutes on average. If prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off their first order of Sparks on a recurring plan. Connect with the provider at ro.co/Bussin to find if a prescription Rose Sparks are right for you. That's ro.co/Bussin for $15 off your first order. We're also brought to you by, let's just keep it all below the belt today, Dude Wipes. Are you fumbling the ball when it comes to a confident, clean back in your end zone? Make the right play. Call an audible. Switch from dry toilet paper to wet extra large Dude Wipes. Why? It's simple. Wetter does clean better. Dude Wipes are wet and extra large so they clear and never smear your rear. So when you got to go number 2, be sure to bring the number 1 product to clean, Dude Wipes, the GOAT of cleaning your keister, available on Amazon and at Walmart nationwide. Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down.
This show is also brought to you by Liquid IV. Just 1 stick and 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. Push harder and recover faster with Liquid IV's new energy multiplier. Sugar-free, hydrating energy. It's hydrating energy made with electrolytes, vitamins, natural caffeine, 0 sugar, 0 crash. The hack here, leave your bottle of water in your vehicle now that it is cold out. You come out the next morning, it will still be cold. You just drop in a packet of Liquid IV. 100 milligrams of natural caffeine plus 200 milligrams of L-theanine provides balanced energy without the jitters. 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink. And there's 8 essential vitamins and nutrients, always non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. Don't let the grind drain you. Ditch the glitch with 0 sugar and 0 crash from Liquid IV. Tear, pour, live more. Go to liquidiv.com and get 20% off your first order with code BUSSIN at checkout. That's 20% off your first order with code BUSSIN at liquidiv.com. Back to this episode.
Titans, they hold the number 1 pick in the draft right now. Do you see them holding on to that prestigious honor, or do you see them letting that slip away from their fingertips?
Are we recording? You just asked me a question.
I think we're doing both.
We're recording. I would say, prestigious honor, sure. Last year we snugly backdoored into the first pick. It was who was it? The Jets. There was one team that won on week 18. I think it was the Jets. Well, we were gonna have the second pick.
Was it the Browns?
No, I think it was the Jets.
Because then they fired him, right?
Yeah, they backdoored into the first pick. They won a crazy game. We got the first pick, so at least now we know 3 weeks ahead. Who knows? We still play the Saints. Jets could, squeak out a couple more losses. Who knows? Maybe we do some dumb shit.
Dumb shit in what?
I'm at that point in the year where it's like football doesn't mean as much as it used to.
You just see Jack.
Jack's just defeated man in the month of November right now.
Hopefully some things shake out, but
what things shake out? Because you're saying, hey, we might do some dumb shit. I'm thinking, do you want the Titans to lose the rest of their games for the 1 pick?
I don't know. All I can think about is right now in Nashville, it's 34 degrees. All the home games following right now, November 10th, will most likely be very frigid. And I'm not looking forward to being in Nissan Stadium in that weather.
You should be looking forward to who's who in the zoo when it comes to this fan base. This is the stretch where you're in your stripes right here. You want to know who's in the foxhole with the Tennessee Titans.
Right, and what we've learned about the foxhole, too, you can come and go as you please.
There's probably like 10 people at this point.
That's good, dude. All you need is 10.
Really 11 if you're playing football, but I don't know. I'm at that point where it's difficult.
You have an abysmal year last year. It's tough for the Titans. It's like, hey, we're going to get back on track. We'll figure it out. Callahan, new year. 2 years in a row of it going like this, the fan base is we're going to know.
I think the big positive to look at is how much salary cap that we have and just the cap space. Like that's a positive. We haven't had that in a long time.
You guys have the most, right?
Yeah. So who knows? But yeah, that is, I mean, by the time it's, midway through the spring, my allegiance is just fully back on. We're winning the Super Bowl. So I do hope that we do something special with the cap space, and I hope that they hire the right guy. Until we've hired the right guy, I can't really make any decision, and I just kind of linger in this horrible Titans, Tennessee football limbo. But, we're going to be in Nissan. Tighten up, man. It's going to be fun. It's going to be real fun.
Show up.
We can hit some tier talk. Let's hit some tier talk. We have a shout out here to Mr. James at the Mr. James 8 on X. Anyone going to talk about how clutch Caleb Williams is when the game is on the line? Hashtag tier talk.
I think we did.
Yeah, we had a great, fun little breakdown with old Greg there. I tell you what, I am the guy looking in the mirror being like, how long am I going to continue to kind of doubt the Chicago Bears? And so I pull up their schedule, and I hate to do this, but it's like, all right, let's try to find some wins. Let's try to figure out who the Bears have beat. Dallas, the Raiders.
Oh, this is who they beat.
Yeah, this is who they beat.
Got you.
They beat Dallas, split them wide open. That defense, who hasn't split them wide open? They beat the Raiders by 1, Commanders by 1. They beat the Saints. They beat the Bengals. They beat the Giants. So I just throwing that out there because they are 6-3. You got to give. I do enjoy watching Coach Johnson's post game speeches in the locker room.
Yeah,
he's like, hey, we're here every week, but we ain't apologizing for how we win. Gives out game balls. I do love his energy. I love how the locker room's having a lot of fun. I think the boys are rallying around the idea that they are playing meaningful games in November, hopefully December.
And that is what you pulled up, the wins that they've had as a team. You ignore that, and you just look at the record and be like, we can play with anybody.
We can play with anybody.
We can play with anyone right now.
Big opportunity.
Who do they play? Who they got?
Next week, they got the Vikings.
Give me the next 3.
Okay. Vikings division rivalry.
Okay.
That'll be in Minnesota.
Can probably see them winning that.
Then they host the Steelers.
Okay, you can see them winning that.
Then they go to Philly.
Oof.
But if you go 2-1, you're sitting there at 8-4. You're sitting there at 8-4.
8-4 ball club.
Playing some meaningful games in December, which would be the Packers at Green Bay. Host the Browns.
Okay.
Then they host the Packers again.
Oh.
Then they go out to San Francisco and play the Niners. And then they host the Lions.
9-8.
9-8.
9-8 ball club.
Best case scenario, 9-8.
Wild card. But is it?
I don't know.
I don't know if it is in the NFC.
Yeah, NFC will be tough.
Especially if the 49ers win that game.
I was going to say, especially, NFC West, the way that they're playing right now, they could be looking to get 3 in there.
Yeah. And yet the Packers are going to make it. The Lions are going to make it. The Eagles are going to make it.
But we should be able to let Chicago fans have as much fun as possible.
Have fun. Because you said in the beginning of the year, you deserve this. We need new Halloween costumes next year. Can't just be Mike Ditka. It can't just be Mike Ditka. Like, get some fingernails painted. Let your kids go crazy out there, huh? So, yeah, Caleb Williams. It is impressive, though, how elusive he is. And I didn't see the entire game. I saw bits and pieces, but his ability to escape the pocket. Ran out to the left a couple times, one for a touchdown, one he got down to the 1 yard line.
Thrown across the body. He is
is extremely talented. Like if Ben Johnson could harness that energy when Dan Orlovsky's talking about the habits and everything like that, if they can get that done, boys.
It seems like they're trending that way.
10-7.
Why not? Why not the Chicago Bears?
Why not? Hey, there's got to be an upset in there somewhere.
Why not the Bears?
It'd be good for football. It'd be good for football.
It'd be good for football. It would be good for football.
Why not the Bears?
Why not the Bears? Here's another tier talk from Adam Sullivan. Hashtag tier talk. Are the days of a true pocket passer in the NFL gone? A set your feet, get completions, or take the sack QB seems extinct. Not everyone can be Mahomes, but it seems like you have to have some type of mobility anymore to be consistently productive in today's NFL.
Look at Joe Flacco.
Look at Matthew Stafford. Like he's got a little mobility to him. Actually, he's a couple times he got himself around a little bit, but I mean he's a true pocket passer. Jared Goff, true pocket passer. Like these are guys that are dicing up the league right now, playing really really good ball. Is it dead? No. Are we in a, we got to worry about this animal because it's becoming extinct? We got to take him to the zoo and hopefully they can procreate with something else. That's kind of the world we're living in.
You'll have some.
You got to get two of them.
You'll have the traditional list, I think, always and forever. It's at most positions.
Yeah.
But there are these mutants that are now coming into the league across the board.
Right.
We were having the breakdown last week. We were talking about tight ends, the semi-positions with backers and tight ends. You see it a lot with receivers. Like, you have to come in being able to block.
DN's been crazy, man.
Yeah, DNs.
They were like the first iteration of the alien.
Yeah.
That was the first alien to step foot on the gridiron.
I feel like the Christian Ponders of the world are over, though. Like how there used to be that middle of the pack QB in the NFL that was just pocket passers. I feel like they're going to be extinct.
Yeah.
Where every person
only the
named,
best of the best.
Right, like Matt Stafford,
Mac
Jared
Jones.
Goff. Those are great players. But Mac Jones is we know his ceiling.
Do we?
Do
we know Mac Jones' ceiling? Or are we just now seeing
I would say Mac Jones
or are we just seeing the second floor of
would be that leveled up middle of the pack quarterback.
Right, yeah, exactly.
But you got to be the best of the best if you're just going to sit back there in that pocket and deal it.
Sam Darnold.
Sammy D.
He's athletic, though.
That's what,
he's athletic, but he's not.
He's got some urgency.
He's got urgency.
He's got some shit to him.
Yeah.
I would say he's athletic as Bo Nix.
Yeah.
But no, Sam Darnold doesn't have quarterback design runs in the playbook for him. Bo Nix does.
But he could.
Dog, I don't think Sam Darnold is getting other than your QB paint once in a while.
I would say if Sam Darnold, arms, shoulders, everything else, if he had the genetic of Bo Nix, he would not be as successful as Bo Nix were with the athletic ability. I'll say I'm saying Sammy D, he's got a much better arm, much better accuracy, much better arm strength. If you gave him Bo Nix's makeup, as far as arm strength and accuracy, but he doesn't have the athletic ability. I'm just saying he doesn't have the athletic ability.
They're not. I don't think they're in the same category.
Yeah.
Bo Nix is he's your first tier. I'm starting a creative player. He's gonna have a level of athleticism.
Yeah,
but he's not. I mean, he's not Lamar Jackson. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not Josh Allen.
I'm saying Sam Darnold is not as athletic as Bo Nix.
Yeah, but who would you rather have?
Sammy D.
Okay.
100%.
Like Ty Simpson's going to be coming out, that urgency, high ball up high.
Tight.
Yeah, mobility within the pocket. It's going to be a Sammy D comparison.
Ty Simpson is the perfect example of the new pocket passing quarterback.
Yeah.
Where it's he can move his legs a little bit, but there's no quarterback design runs. Being we got to get Ty Simpson the perimeter.
Mendoza, that's a pocket passer.
What about Baker? where would you categorize Baker?
Gamer.
Yeah, he's elusive. He's elusive.
Yeah, Baker would be pocket quarterbacks like that. You need to have that ability. Baker's got that.
Baker doesn't have design runs. He's not a dual threat.
But so is that what you're saying? Is that you need to have designed runs in order to be athletic?
I think that's where I'm leaning, as we're kind of having a think tank right now on the bus. Yeah. There needs to be 2 to 3 quarterback design runs. That's the coaching staff believes you can run like that. Yeah. Caleb Williams can run like that. Lamar Jackson, obviously. Mahomes is a unique one. We're not doing QB design runs with Mahomes, but he's shown me enough. He's shown me enough elusivity to get around a little bit. I like that. Jalen Hurts, quarterback design runs. Josh Allen, quarterback design runs. Aaron Rodgers, pocket passer.
What about Drake Maye?
Used to be able. He had
Drake
some mobility
Maye,
back
quarterback
in the day.
design runs. He's got a couple. Justin Herbert.
Drake Maye's kind of got it all. He can. And he can.
He can fuck you. Drake Maye holding the ball up here. Did you see the one yesterday?
Jordan Love.
He actually had the ball up here. The guy was trying to get him. He had the ball like this, pushed the dude down, and then threw the ball. So, Drake Maye's got it. He's got the technique and fundamentals.
Jordan Love's got some cute feet. I wouldn't say he's got design runs, but he's got cute enough feet to make a little bit of magic. But he's more of a.
You're saying Jordan Love's sweet.
He's got some sweetness to his feet.
He's got sweet feet.
Sweet feet.
What about
Jordan
Cam
Love?
Ward?
Completely different player when he's under pressure as opposed to
Cam,
clean pocket.
look,
Is he elusive? I don't know.
Pocket
passer.
You're bringing up my man's tweet like, yeah, Cam Ward's got running ability to him.
Not a quarterback design run guy though.
Not a quarterback.
Running for his life kind of guy.
Run for his life.
He can make some magic with
But
his feet.
he gets out a little bit. Like he's more elusive than he's like, okay, you got your Sam Darnolds, and then your Drake Maye is probably a level above that on the elusivity chart. And then it goes up and up and up.
Where's Baker?
Baker's above, I would say above Cam.
We might need a graphic for this.
Darnold.
We're talking a lot of essentially the median.
To me, there's 32. 32 tiers is kind of where my brain is going right now.
The median now of quarterback play is not as much pocket passer. It is now more having legs.
Out of the starting quarterbacks, who is the perfect balance in this discussion?
That's a great question.
Yeah, you got Josh Allen,
Mahomes.
Drake Maye, Patrick Mahomes.
Jalen Hurts. Shut up.
It would be Jalen Hurts, man.
Efficient passing, can run the ball.
Doesn't turn it over. He's a good quarterback. But we're talking about who's the best in this conversation.
Could you imagine Justin Herbert on the Eagles?
Yeah, Justin Herbert.
Like build the perfect quarterback.
Buddy, perfect quarterback? I love this question. I mean,
Lamar Jackson's legs.
Lamar's legs.
Yep.
Baker's shit.
Yeah, Baker's hard.
Baker's moxie.
Hard.
Okay, dude, arm strength. I know we kind of want to lean Josh Allen, but what about Caleb Williams?
He rocked his
Buddy, he can throw the fucking ball.
Like I was watching the 49ers game and Caleb Williams, like the difference between his throw and Mac Jones. No, I love Mac Jones, but Caleb can rip it every time he throws
What's he doing?
Stafford can rip it too.
Stafford, yeah.
Stafford, but Stafford's
years
old.
back.
Stafford. You want
Years
Stafford's
back.
brain.
He can,
We're putting Stafford's
Stafford's
accuracy.
Stafford's putting it wherever he wants to. He doesn't have to look, and he's just.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
Aaron
so
Rodgers'
good, bro.
arm, bro. I mean, obviously,
Yeah, but he's old.
right
He's
now.
old. He's old.
I know we're
He's
talking
old.
about starters, but we're forgetting Joe Burrow. Like,
Do not want his Achilles.
yeah,
Yeah.
waist up.
Waist up. We do
yeah.
not want his legs.
Joe Burrow's torso.
Yeah,
Yeah.
face,
Yeah.
hair.
Patrick Mahomes' playmaking ability. Is that a category? Can we put that in there?
Joe Burrow's serial killer brain.
Drake Maye's deep ball.
Ooh.
Or Sammy D.
Sammy D though.
Body. Got some good quarterbacks
Good
out there.
quarterbacks.
We got some good quarterbacks out there.
Damn.
No tier talk?
From Chris Fratelli. Hashtag Tier Talk. This is for Taylor. As former players, how can you explain the Baker, Danny Dimes, Darnold, Mac Jones career resurgence?
Coaching. It's got to be.
Well said.
It's, right?
Staying
Like,
locked in, dude.
It's, dudes being locked in, dudes being high draft picks, getting knocked off their pedestal, finding a new place, new energy, new way to go about their study habits, their processes. Like,
It really
it's
does
got to be
show
coaching.
And
that,
not buying into the doubt that kind of creeps in your mind when you are having down moments.
Right.
It shows that these guys that get drafted, obviously very high to the worst teams, just truly get put in awful situations.
Yeah.
Brutal situations.
And it takes like a true talent to overcome those brutal situations.
I mean, you're gonna tell me. I said you're truly fucked. I mean, you're gonna look at me and tell me I'm wrong.
I think I like question if you're a generational guy, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean,
Joe Burrow.
You're
Joey
playing in the
B's.
NFL
Joey
with
B.
more
I'm so glad you
generational
brought him
guys.
back in the conversation because I truly forgot about Joe Burrow.
Joey B's the only one to go into a shit franchise and turn it completely around. In the last 5-10 years.
That's kind of fair.
It's fair. It's fair at face
say
value.
now.
It's fair
It's
at
fair to
face
say
value,
now.
but
Like Drake Maye.
We'd obviously have to bring up some, like, it's like,
so
when
you're
Peyton
telling
Manning came in, they were brutal. In
I said 5
Indianapolis.
to 10 years.
Okay.
that was over 20. That was not nice. If you took Joe Burrow and you put him on the Jets, turns it around.
I mean,
But they didn't draft.
They didn't draft him.
Joe Burrow.
They didn't draft Jamar Chase. Like,
I think the Jets would be
Jets would be kind of nice with Burrow with that defense too. They had some pieces.
Who did the
Sauce,
Jets-
Quinn Williams.
Didn't the Jets
Sauce
just
gone.
draft?
Quinn
the
Williams
Jets-
gone.
I'm saying then, like if he was on the Jets.
The Jets drafted Zach Wilson.
Yeah, he's third on the depth chart in Seattle.
Yeah.
How sick are you if you're like the Jets or the Cardinals? Josh Rosen a few years ago. Like,
I mean, Kyler Murray, he drafted number 1 overall, and they're still kind of shit.
Yeah, Kyler Murray's a good one. Not to steal this tier talk, but do you think Kyler Murray will have a resurgence on a new team next year if he's not with the Cardinals? Do you think there's a chance that Kyler can become that type of quarterback that needs a second chance?
If he goes to Minnesota.
Yeah, he's got to go. He's got to. Everyone needs to go. Yeah, there needs to be a line at the door.
The Rams.
Yeah, there needs to be like a seminar in like the Cape.
Yeah,
that Kevin O'Connell just puts on once a year, and it's all like backup quarterbacks. That's how quarterback play gets better. Wait, Jets. Oh, have success? He's got to go to Minnesota first. And then it doesn't matter where he goes.
Didn't Goff won a Super Bowl with the Rams, yeah?
He lost the
He
Super
went
Bowl.
to-
Lost to a Super Bowl, went to a Super Bowl.
Mm.
He
He's
would be
won in
one
that.
because I feel like
Turn it around.
he turned it around. Like he was there. They were kind of bad for a couple of years, and then they once McVay got hired, they went. And
Yeah, I was going to say
Now
McVay.
Stafford with Detroit.
Can
never
you say
turned
that,
around.
though?
They still went 1-16. They
Yeah.
still sucked.
Yeah.
That is a great argument for Joe Burrow and how good he is with Stafford at Detroit.
I mean, because you can't necessarily say it about Mahomes because they were good with Alex Smith before him. You could kind of say it about Josh Allen. Like he
Yeah,
turned
Josh
that around.
Josh Allen's a good one. Yeah,
Lamar
dude,
came
when-
in after
So your
Before-
statement kind of just got thrown in the trash.
2 people, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow.
Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. We just said Stafford and Jared Goff.
no. I think the
The
argument
Bills were a playoff team when they drafted
because
Josh
Jared Goff, they weren't good. Then McVay got there, which is great coaching. So that's kind of like the changing the guard right there. Jared Goff's a great quarterback.
Herbert. Would you put Herbert in there?
I feel like
Fringe guy, Herbert?
fringe guy.
Fringe
he
guy
wasn't even
Herbert.
supposed to start his first game.
Yeah, but
Tyrod Taylor got poked in the lung, and that's how he started
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah,
And before that,
conspiracy
they
theory.
had Phillip Rivers.
They do it on purpose.
So they were always pretty salty. Chargers were always pretty salty.
Yeah, they weren't like an abysmal franchise. Like what are the worst franchises? The Browns,
The Jets,
the Jets,
the Giants.
I see the Giants kind of. Giants have had success in this century though.
CJ Stroud could be good. Fringe.
No,
Yeah, but before that, they had
Dude, before
Deshaun
that, like,
Watson.
they had
they
Deshaun
were-
Watson. They had a great defense. They were competing in the AFC South every year. Jags, Trevor Lawrence.
Jaden Daniels.
Trevor Lawrence.
Washington's trash this year, man.
Yeah, without
But even when he's played, they had
No,
some
dude. I mean, they
inconsistencies
still. I
going
feel
on.
like. Has the product truly changed at the quarterback position with the Commanders?
Say it again.
Jaden Daniels, Marcus Mariota. Has the product really changed that much?
6-7.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. And it's like, if you're a Washington fan, you're in hell because this is 2015, 2016 all over again.
Yeah, just defensively, it's fuck. Gilimoto has a nice tier talk. Gilimoto has a nice tier talk. We got a Bears fan right here. How many points per game do you think a head coach is worth? Die-hard Bears fan here. I'm almost willing to give Ben Johnson plus 6 points. This is a per team by team basis. Steve Vrabel is like plus 3.5, but I think at this point, Vrabel over Johnson.
That dude have his whole thought process in one tweet. Ben Johnson's for sure worth 6 points, and they score on every opening drive. And that's just your script, your top 15 plays.
Yeah.
What would you say McVay is?
McVay's tough because Stafford.
Yeah, these are so all of these conversations are
But
so
I definitely put
dependent on
Vrabel. Vrabel's
situation.
9.
How you gonna
Vrabel's
get
9 points.
how
And we're
you
just
give-
playing the Gilimoto game.
But for
Gilimoto?
Gilimoto, how you giving Ben Johnson 6 and Vrabel 3.5, and you're like, but I like Vrabel more than Ben
Yeah.
Johnson.
That's like me saying the Patriots are the best team, but I also think the Seahawks and the Rams are better.
What about Andy Reid?
I don't know.
Andy Reid did it with McNabb and stuff in Philly, and then with Alex Smith.
You got to
before
give Andy
Mahomes.
Reid at least
He's
a
like-
plus 8.
I'm gonna say 10.
More than Braves.
Giving him double digits? Andy Reid more than Braves? Yeah, I think you look at their historically, like their resumes.
Offensively, too.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Cam at Cameron Leach 23. Jonathan Taylor deserves MVP if he keeps this up. I get it's a quarterback award, but this is a historic season. Should the NFL move to an MVP and a MVQB award? No, I think we need to get back to who's the best player in the NFL, and right now it's Jonathan Taylor.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
He's got.
Do you have 3 again?
Yeah, I saw a stat. Through 10 games last year, Saquon had I think Jonathan Taylor's at 1,139 yards. I think through 10 games last year, Saquon had 1,137 yards. So Jonathan Taylor's ahead of Saquon's pace last year.
And he's got to be way ahead of him in touchdowns. What's he on pace for?
He's right now on pace to break the record touchdown-wise. I'm not sure. I think he has 15 touchdowns this year, 16. So he's not on pace.
Yeah, we need to start having that conversation.
He's
what is he in the FanDuel odds? Thirds? He moved up from 12 to 3rd after this past weekend.
Yeah, he 100% is in the MVP race. It's going to be harder for a running back to keep it up than it is a quarterback.
The last quarter?
No, kids in the morning, man. Kids in the morning, then noon, I'm watching ball.
Well, if Jonathan Taylor runs for 1,900 yards and 26 touchdowns and has 4 or 5 more receiving touchdowns, so it counts for almost 30 touchdowns, do you think that's MVP worthy?
Yeah, I do.
Would love to see 2,000. Would love to. You get 2,000 with those numbers.
What's the touchdown record for running backs?
26.
I thought it was 27, 28.
28. Damian Tomlinson in 2006 had either 26 or 28.
God, what a beast he was.
And he won MVP. I think it's the last running back to win it.
It truly all depends with Drake Maye and Stafford. Stafford is blowing it up right now.
He already has more touchdowns. Stafford has more touchdowns this year already than he did all of last year.
Yeah. What's he thrown for in the last 3 games? 13?
Something stupid.
Yeah.
5. Yeah, 13.
Yeah. He's been
you have him in
crushing.
Fantasy, you should be playing him.
Yeah. And then again, Drake Maye, it's if the Patriots end the year and they're the 1 seed in the AFC and Drake Maye continues to play the way he's been playing with the stat line he has, it's going to be very hard to not give it to Drake Maye.
Yeah, that's the problem is Jonathan Taylor has to do those types of numbers you're talking about, 2,000, 30 total touchdowns.
Back. Yeah.
Put on a show.
But he continues to put on a show, man. Continues.
That game was awesome. Came down to the wire.
Overtime, right?
Falcons are the most bipolar team in the NFL.
Bipolar, man.
Yeah.
They are, bro. They are.
Falcons, if you were a betting man, you want to stay away from the Falcons.
They're officially on the no bet list.
They're on the no bet list.
Do you kind of want to stay away from Miami?
Yeah, I mean, I think
they're either getting blown out or blowing you out.
Yeah,
you want to stay away from Miami as well. I'd put them on the no bet
I feel
list.
even Falcons players like Bijan, he's on the no bet list as well.
What's going on, dude? I have him. And Aguilar, Algier, whatever, dude. Who cares? I shouldn't know his name. Bijan should be starting.
He should be playing every single
down. Every snap. He was.
Algier had 2 touchdowns.
Middle of October, we're sitting on ESPN, and Darren Orlovsky goes, by middle of November, Bijan Robinson will be in the MVP conversation. Since then, he's gone downhill.
Orlovsky curse.
It's Orlovsky's fault.
The Orlovsky curse. Here's our last tier talk here from Jonah Konzen. Jonah K62 on X. # tier talk. Do you think Cleveland Browns fans are the most tortured in franchise history? And what would you do to get them to a championship level team? I don't know that last part of the answer. I would say, are you the most tortured fans? There's some brutal fan bases out there. Imagine being with the Jets.
Dude.
The Browns have been like this though forever.
Last week I was doing the Gillette thing and I went and did a local Jets podcast. And the guy you could tell there was so much torture behind those eyes, but he was smiling the entire time. He's in 20 years when we're good, I'm going to be sitting here. People are born into it, which I'm sure they are the Cleveland. I would give the edge to the Jets though. Bigger market. Every year's their year. There's always some sort of glimmer of hope. This year they've traded away everything. So 2026 is going to be your year. And it's not.
What about
I could give the edge to Cleveland just because you also live in Cleveland. I mean, it takes a real sicko.
Cleveland or Jersey, you pick.
To be a diehard Cleveland fan. A real sicko.
Yeah.
But I mean, you think about that the quarterbacks that they have gone through. They have gone through like 30 quarterbacks and still haven't.
And you
been able to
had
find
Baker Mayfield, bro. You couldn't just stay with Baker Mayfield. And the way to get a championship, move the team. Fresh start, fresh set of eyes. You know? Bahama team, something. Do something different. Key West.
Get a team back in San Diego.
Dude, San Diego would be so sick.
The San Diego Browns. Doesn't feel right.
Horrible.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right.
Terrible. I mean, you don't have to keep the Browns.
Yeah.
For real.
All right, boys, we feel good?
Feel great.
I'm trying to figure out where they're going to go. Utah.
Send them up to Alaska.
Yeah.
Give an Alaska team.
Put them overseas. They're talking about expanding overseas.
Yeah, move them overseas.
The London Browns. All right, I like it. You're welcome, Jonah. All right, boys, subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe.
Rate 5 stars.
Big hugs, tiny kisses.
Bussin episode will be out tomorrow at 6 a.m. Love you.